Hello and welcome to FiSC Capital. I am Mohammed Shoaib, a CFA, MBA, and equity research analyst registered with SEBI. Welcome to our new series where we are doing stock analysis using our equity research reports and market available data. So, all these video series will be created in subsequent parts. And today we are covering Zen Technologies Part 1, where we are going to talk about its investment thesis, focusing on the company overview and the order book execution and market expansion opportunity. So now I am starting with giving you a basic background of what Zen Technology does. So it's a company which was incorporated in 1996. They are a defense-based company where they design and develop combat training solution and counter drone solution. So basically the two key area where they focus, one is creating simulated training program where they give some simulations to the security forces to get trained for any kind of war. And second is counter drone or anti-drone solutions where they basically provide a kind of technology which can help them in protecting the country or protecting the region against any kind of drone attack. So they are currently focusing on Indian armed forces, state police forces, and paramilitary forces. What is left, we will obviously going to cover in detail soon. And then there is also a part that they are expanding globally. So they used to have one headquarter in Hyderabad, India, and now they are also having offices in UAE and USA. So talking about the company's product portfolio, as I already mentioned, it has training simulation equipment, counter drone solution, and then a key revenue part also comes from annual maintenance contracts of same customers. So it's a recurring revenue stream. We can also go in detail of their solutions on their website. You can see there are three key areas. One is training and simulation, where we can see live ranges, live simulation, virtual simulation, and combat training centers. Then they have anti-drone system, and then there is RCWS, remote controlled weapon system. So basically you are placing any kind of weapon at a particular place. There is no person near the weapon, and they are controlling this weapon from the remote location. But this particular part is not currently a major source of revenue for us. So here they have filed 170 plus patents. Now we will understand how Zen is basically ahead of its competition and what is basically they are doing to get that competitive edge. So basically Zen is the market leader in simulation based training system and anti-drone solution in India. The main strength of Zen is that it is an IP driven business model. So basically what they do is they design any system around trainings or anti-drone solution, and then they go for its patent. Because of this patent, they get a good number of years competitive advantage because competition can use the solutions and sell them to the army or any other defense force because they are patented with Zen. Second thing which they do is they create 70 to 80% of its product in-house. So they don't have any kind of supply chain disruptions. That supplier is not providing the equipment on time or there is any kind of other hassle during logistics because everything is happening in-house. They create everything in their own facilities. Now with the increasing focus of indigenization, the Indian government is prioritizing domestic defense manufacturers, which we have seen in the last few years, and that's when we have seen a lot of big defense stock rising from their average price to significantly higher numbers in one and a half year, 100%, 200% kind of level, and Zen has also gone quite high in that regard. Because of all these, that it's an Indian company, so obviously going to be preferred over global manufacturer. It is already a leader and has patents, makes it a solid case of getting strong competitive advantage against the competition, and therefore, at least in India, it will have a good opportunity to get major market share, whichever size it is of. The second part is that they are also expanding in the international market. So they are expanding in US, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. And in US alone, the total market size is about $500 million. So there is a very big opportunity that even if they can become a small sizable player in US, they can have a very good balance sheet and very good order coming from the US. If we look at their main clientele, this is also mostly government and Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces. The key thing which gives them a competitive advantage is their patents. So in FY24 itself, they have 15 patents across technologies, and total right now they are having 170 plus patents. So talking about the order book or order revenue sizes from these two solutions, so you can see in domestic, training simulators are ahead of anti-drone systems. Out of 500 crore orders, the total orders from simulators are 300 crore, whereas anti-drone is about 200 crore. Whereas from export, anti-drone is almost double of or more than double of training simulators, as you can see in the presentation of their conference call. And if you want to go in detail, you can also see their solutions on their website, getting more depth of what they do if you are really interested in that. Now coming to the order book and execution plans. So see, there is a $35 billion of domestic defense market opportunity, of which Zen is expected to capture 12 billion rupees in FY25, one third of it. So that's one part of the increased order book they are going to have. Second thing is that they are also planning to expand in naval and aerial simulators. So right now they are mostly focusing on army. Once they will do it in air force and navy, they will have a further bigger addressable market of rupees 150 billion over the 5 years. So that is gonna increase their order size significantly more. And then there is US market penetration. So we have already said that $500 million is the total addressable market. So there can be 5 to 10% kind of player. Then they can have 25 to 50 million dollars from US. And then they have a export market share growth. Right, it is already increasing with 10% of the global anti-drone market. The last part of this video is recurring revenue stream. So they have ANC maintenance contracts. Now, ANC contracts generate revenue for 2 to 3 years post equipment installation. So once the sale of ADS or training simulation is done after 2 to 3 years, the buyer again reaches out to Zen Technology for annual maintenance, and therefore they get a recurring revenue from. If we look at the overall 10-year horizon, so in 10 years post sales, annual maintenance can give them a revenue of 120% of actual equipment sales. So that is how they can, let's say 10 to 12% of the sale, even after post sales, just from maintenance they can get for everything they are selling. So they are expecting that even ANC annual maintenance contracts can give them 1 billion annually as an additional revenue over the total orders revenue from anti-drone and simulators. This is it in the first part of the stock analysis video. Later on, we will discuss about their cost management, margin, and other investment thesis on how they are moving to any revenue model of high margins, and then we will also talk about their valuation, investment positives, and then give you a recommendation in one or two more parts. So stay tuned to discuss more on this, and once we are done with this video, then we will be sharing a link for you to download this equity research report. If there is any other stock you want us to review or analyze, do share the name with us in the video section. Thank you very much.